Oh, I'm having the hardest time today to get on Skype. Anyway, this is Doc from North America, and we'll have to figure that out. So that's going to be a challenge because I need to get a title in. Anyhow, looks like we are up and live, and here we go. You can see the Swiss this morning. Obviously, the dollar is falling again, and now I'm seeing interest rates rising. So that's, like I said, fundamentals since quantitative easing has just drifted away from reality. We just don't even see sometimes the actual characteristics that we saw for centuries, not just years or decades, but centuries, and some characteristics kick out that haven't been seen in 5,000 years. It's amazing. Actually, really 5,000 years. So nothing surprises me anymore. As you can see there, the Swiss is trading at 89.90. You can see it moving down on Chicago Quant right there. You can see it moving down here on J4X. You can see that. Wow, I looked at that and was looking at all that red. Wow, that had me stalled there for a second. Let's get our fact check spreadsheet up. And like I said, I'm fighting with my Skype. And let's see. And let's get the regular up to make sure we're not getting any, or we're missing questions. Let's see, where's that at? There we go. Okay. So we're tuning into the Skype. Not the Skype, I'm sorry. The chat line. Okay, we got a lot of stuff going on in the chat line, so that's good. I got a Hyatt. Okay, yeah, I can see my voice. I can hear my voice at least. I am fighting with my Skype, alas. It's driving me crazy. It keeps on asking me for my iTunes account. Did iTunes buy Skype? And let's see. Roger says ready. Cool. Andrew says, Andrew Saint says, hey everyone, first time here. Cool. What should we expect from me? A lot of crazy. That's what comes from me. A lot of facts, a lot of crazy. Let me clear that off the screen. Oh, first let's get the fact check spreadsheet. Was it Sans Andres? How about we just say Andres? What that is that we have a fact check spreadsheet on the screen live every day during our webinars. Well, let's kill that volume, shall we? There we go. It's opening up here somewhere. Where's it at? There it goes. It's opening there. It'll pop up over here on this spot on the left side. We use two different charting services. We're using the J4X from Dukascopy, and this is a system that you can emulate, and it has a very good 65, maybe even a 68 correlation to our math, which is cool. Sometimes it lags a little bit, but overall it's not bad. And when you're not seeing Doc's work, which is right here, it's always worth having this from the J4X. And then here is your fact check spreadsheet. We look at products, we look at the currency pairs, we look at the commodities, and we look at indices and metals, and we looked at them in a weekly and a daily basis. So, Andreas, that's how we go here. So in other words, we're looking at a day chart. You can see right here, and you can see this is a Hinky-Ashke bar that emulates the dots that I have on here. Now that has about a 4 to 6 hour delay, it seems like, on here. It's not that they're delayed, it's just that because of the way they do Hinky-Ashke, it's a lagging indicator. So, but it does confirm. And then you can see here on ours, looks like we're playing with one of those channels. Remember one of those channels we used to look at right there? Let's see if we can move that down a little bit like that. Or move that up maybe? That's it right there. And we'll just move that. And you can see these little red dots right there going down. That's what the Hinky-Ashke is doing for us on this. And then what we do is we run a slow and fast stochastic, just the K, as you can see right there. And we watch it battle with each other. So when the fast drops below the slow, notice you get downward drafts. And you can see when it can't pierce the dashed line there, that's the slow right there. And then when it finally does, it pops it up over here on those 3 days of strength. And then you can see our math right, where's that? Right there. You see we went into a buy here, and then we got 4 days of green dots, and then a fourth day was a red and a green together, which is a volatility indication that something's coming in the aspect of a change of direction normally. And so sometimes it can be a change of direction with a rocket shot up, or it could be a change of direction where it slides down. Once we get into our white line breaking our 0 line right there, it tells us that it's going to be a bearish move, and then we're ahead of the curve. Just like we saw the white line pierce through, and we throw a little green line here, or a dotted line, to give you just a warning to it. And you see it's turned up in value, and then you can see the product itself goes up in value. So that is what's going on there. Hey, no problem at all. We have a fun time doing this. Doc loves doing the webinar. I get a chance to get out my frustration with the mainstream financial media, like CNBC and Bloomberg and so forth, who just refuse, or even Reuters and then the national medias here in the States. They just literally hide all the news anymore. So you don't even see the news. You have no idea half the things that are going on. And so, it always amazes me when I hear fund managers talking about the markets, and they hide the quantitative easing that's been going on. The fact that the Federal Reserve is plowing in hundreds of billions and trillions of dollars into the marketplace, lending major institutions like JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs and Santander and Citibank and Deutsche Bank. They're lending them money overnight for free just to keep the markets firm. And no one talks about it. And it's a fact. And then you see the Fed statistics published every quarter, and you see that they're lending that money, and then it shows how much they received from that money. In other words, how much interest, and it shows 0 received. So they're lending this money overnight to keep the markets firm, and the media refuses to talk about it. And that's what drives me totally crazy. And so it gives me a chance to, describe it here on Dukascopy about the marketplace and what's going on. All right, now what we do is we start off with the Swiss franc against the dollar of late, especially the last 4 or 5 months, because it's very, very descriptive of the action of the dollar. In this case here, you can see the dollar has been going down in value. And obviously, as this is going down, the value of the Swiss franc is really, there are less Swiss francs to a dollar, which makes it more valuable. What part didn't you know? Some of the crazy that I just told? Yeah, I hear you there. Media refuses to talk about it. So if I don't talk about it, you're going to see it on very few places. Maybe Zero Hedge here or there. Maybe someone will make a slip on a financial channel and actually mention something, but they don't have it as a topic. They don't give it. They don't give it the time of day to describe the true actions of our marketplace, and that's what's really wild about it all. All right, now let's see, what are we doing here? Okay, so you can see here the Swiss is going down, which means the dollar is going down, and we'll go and take a look at some of the other pair trades. And also, Andreas, if you want to see something, just put it on the chat line. We'll put it up. We'll stop what we're doing and we go look at it. I treat this as an electronic trading pit. So anything can happen in the hour that we're on it. People talk about different subjects. We jump over to the new subject and we take a look at it real quick, and then we go back to our rhythm of looking at all the products, and then someone else jumps in and says something about that, and we could take a look at another product. So if you see something you want to talk or look at and see what our math is like on it, and what our opinion is, or what the math's opinion is, just shout it out and we just look at it. And it's just the way the market goes, and everybody who's been here for a while knows that's how we play the game. All right, now let's jump over to the euro. Take a look at it through J4X, and we'll look at it through our mathematics, and you can look at it on our fact check spreadsheet right here. So that's line 14, and our math has been saying now in the euro against the dollar, that it's in a weekly buy for 5 weeks, and it's in a daily buy for just 1 day. So it just popped into there yesterday, I guess. We'll take a look at that now and see. I do trade these products at times, but I'm involved in so many things. Sometimes it escapes my short-term memory. There it is. So, okay, it's a second day. So how did we miss that? So it's not 1, it should be 2 on there. Maybe I might double check that Euro GBP. Maybe that's where the 2 accidentally ended up. I have to do it manually. So, no, I just did that. Oh, there we go. It did flip. There you go. And so it went into the buy here, Andreas, right here. As you can see right there, that's that big long signal. We leave that there sometimes. And a lot of times it's just down here and we don't let it feed all the way to the top. I think I was describing it to somebody. And then you can see this is a daily buy right here. Went into a daily buy right here. And didn't see a daily sell until right there. And then went into a daily buy again for 4 or 5 days, and this movement was there. And you can see it went into the buy here on the weekly, and so it obviously has been traveling on the upper direction of the marketplace. You know, it's been finding ways to go up more than down. And then you can see it went into a sell here. Didn't really do too good a job. I mean, it did. It go down. It made it new lows a couple times here. That's cool. And then it jumped into the buy on Friday. No, it's Thursday actually. Is that right? Thursday? Yeah, Thursday on the 6th, and closed on a buy there. And you can see it. It's up. Now I'm starting to wonder. How did I screw that up? I do the fact check spreadsheet in the morning on Saturdays. So, and then you can see here it went up yesterday. Friday. It went up Friday. There's Friday, and we're in a weekly buy. And since we're in a weekly buy, you can buy the daily buy, but you don't go short on the daily sell from the weekly with a weekly buy on. Instead, you just take profits or stand it aside. If you're trading options and binaries, you can do it, but it's a little tough to do it with a hard delta. And then we have, you can see here, it's pretty much unchanged today, just kind of hanging out up there. Now you can see here the weakness is kicking out. That's Euro, right? No, that's the Swiss. Let's go put it up on J4X. Right there. There we go. And so we're on, you can see it's turned up. Let's widen that a little bit. You can see it's been through it. Was it there? Might have even done it right there on Thursday also. See how it turned up? The fast and slow stochastic do a really good job of emulating my daily. They do a really good job. I mean, like 74% of the time it's right there. It's really cool. So that's well worth paying attention to. And that's why we do that. Let's see, Alessa says, oh, sure. Yeah, sure. Let's see. What do we got here? Alessa says, I was trading DAX this morning, 1 hour chart. Well, okay, let's take a look at that. And what's that? Alessa says, if you want, please talk about how to implement algorithm trading in general to be effective. Do we need Python? Yeah, I think so. Like I told you, it's more of the platforms, because very few offer easy language, and mine's written in easy language. Now let's go find the Deutschmark, not the Deutschmark, the DAX, the Zetra DAX. Let's see, where's it at? Here's the DAX. We're going to show it to you on a J4X style of things. I know I'm going to find it here. I think that's it right there, right? There's the DAX right there. Okay. See that fill in. And then we have it somewhere over here. Let's see if it'll my work. We were watching the ETF of the DAX. Matter of fact, we do have a future. I should tune that in. They just started trading it in the United States. For decades, we've had a problem trading the DAX. And they're letting the DAX trade as a mini in the United States on the Commodities Futures Trading Commission. So, let me see if I can find something. We have a ETF we follow. Let's see, where's that mouse at? Now you see here, this is just, this is obviously daily, but let's take a look at it on an hourly basis as you suggested. Right there. As you can see, it had been pushing down for hours, and then it gave us a little green bar, and then you can see here it turned up. And then let me see if I can find that mini DAX. Let me see if we can find that. We'll be able to put that up for you. Where are we at here? And less, yeah. I think as I'm doing that, I'll just mention again. It all comes down to the platform you're using. I think the Python or the C plus is the direction you need to take about coding in that, because most platforms don't use easy language. I've just been, I call it lazy, but I've been also just distracted doing other things and have not, let's see if we have it here. We used to have the DAX here. It's not here, just the dollar index, okay? So that's there. We go over to here. Let's see if we can find it. Let's put it, let's see if we can create it. So we're going to copy that, copy, and we're going to paste that, paste. Okay, now that is the NASDAQ 100, or on Dukascopy it's referred to as the, it's described as the Tech 100. Now let's find the symbol for this. Let's see, I think it's M DAX. I think it literally is that. Add a symbol. Let's try this. I'll look it up if that's not it. Yep, that's it. There's the mini DAX. Okay. I have to, maybe, do I have to apply to a new exchange? Maybe this will, I don't know, let's see what happens there. See, we have a problem in the States about following the DAX. Something about, I don't know, something to do with accounting? It's one of the weirdest things. See, what was that symbol again? Let's go back to that again. Cancel. Format. Add a symbol. Futures, and then we did that again. MDAX, and I didn't pay attention to the symbol. There it is. So it's at F2MX. Let's see if we can add the June contract too, just for the fun of it, and then see if they're going to tell me I need to add an exchange, join another exchange or something like that. Okay, so let's try this. MDAX. It's not jumping out, so what's the problem there? Let's try that one more time, and we'll see if we can get this going for you. Because I was thinking about actually trading it. I was seriously thinking about trading it, because I keep on getting advertisements about it. So MDAX, what's up with that? Look up. And I think they're saying that's probably like the Deutsche Exchange. Oh, I see it. It's F. So it's F2MX. Okay, so let's try this. So you close that F, and I go like that. F2. There it is. MX. Instrument difference time zones can be mixed. Please select. Okay, so now that's no problem. We can do this. We can go like this with the settings and shift the time zone. It's around here somewhere. Okay. And then see if we can do this again. Because I've been, like I said, I've been curious myself about it. Oh, there you go. It's doing it. Is that doing it? I don't think the DAX is that high up, is it? Is the DAX 2? Let me just double check. F2. F2. Alright. Okay, so yeah, that makes sense. That could be the DAX. Alright, now, what is this? Message. Instrument with delayed data will stay updated only after the timeout for delayed data. Okay, so it's running on a delayed basis. That's what it is. And there's your daily. You can see it's been in the daily. Is that the right number? Where's the DAX at? It's high. Okay, so that's it. All right, you recognize that. Good. Let's see now. Les says, do you mean if we purchase the platforms that support Power Language Easy, we couldn't write an effective algorithm trading program? I understand that some consider Easy Language not as stable. Okay? Um, and then most of the programs, most like platforms, don't even follow easy language. It's very few of them. As a matter of fact, I have two different platforms that do, but I don't think anybody else does. So that's what the problem is. LSLS is that you must write your code in C plus or Python because other platforms don't have easy language. I think that's just the basic concept of it all. All right, so on our daily, it's showing the daily is high up. Let's see if we can get what can we do here? Let's change the weekly to this. Format indicator, remove the super, and add just the plain gas 3. And see if that'll give us a weekly direction at the same time. There's the gas 3. And properties 2. And bing. Oh yeah, there we go. So there's the weekly too. So there's the daily, and then there's the weekly right there. And you can see it's in a weekly cell for, looks like Friday it went into the weekly cell. Let's just double check that. Minus 60.33. So we went into a weekly cell last 2 weeks ago. Here. Wednesday, what was that? The 30th, and then the first was, let's just double check the calendar here. Where's that at? Alright, so the 30th. Okay, so it went into a weekly cell on the 29th. 29th? I guess that's what it is right here. Is that the 29th? That's the 28th. That's the first. So that's where it went into the cell on the 28th. I guess because it's Europe. I don't know. We'll have to check that out. So it went into the weekly cell here. And then they had a slide there. What's that? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Was that closed for May Day, maybe? I don't know. Maybe is that what the problem was? I don't know. And so then you can see it's kind of bounced since it did that, but we can't get into a daily buy. It's still fighting that. So it looks like there's another leg to come on the downside, and we're in a weekly cell right there starting this week. Is that Friday? That's Friday, right? So that's the second week in a cell. So I guess it's there. And then, no, that doesn't make any sense. I guess, I don't know. It's probably something to do with May Day, maybe? Why we're not seeing the data there? Okay. All right, I hope that helped you out. And you can see it on an hourly basis here on J4X, where it's trying to turn up at the moment. And then it's in a delayed thing. I'll go experiment with that another day and see if we can find out something on the hourly basis. So, all right, from there we go to cable. You can see the cables, wow. Yeah, cable's hot and heavy. We've been in daily buy since Friday, and we've been in a weekly buy since the 23rd. You can see the trend has been sideways more than anything else, and then slowly picking up steam to get going, So this is the first week, the second week, we're on the third week. You go over to line 13 on the fact check spreadsheet. Right there, and you can see there we've been in a buy just one day and a weekly buy for 3 full weeks. And today is the second day we're in a buy on the cable there. And Doc's a very positive thinker on the cable. Now we jump over to, where do we go from here? We go to the Turkish lira. You see, we went into a sell on Friday right there, but it doesn't seem to be doing anything in particular at the moment. Right there. We can move that over and get rid of that. We'll put it where it belongs down here. See right there, it went into the sell. So let's put that in right there on Friday. You can see that on the fact check spreadsheet at the same time. We don't screw that up too much. Only once in a blue moon do we do that. Then even then it was alright. It was only 1 day versus 2. It's not bad. And that is line 17, is it? Yeah, right there. So 4 weeks in a cell, 1 week, 1 day in a cell. Is it 4 weeks? It seems longer than that. Or is it? Oh, it's 8 weeks. That's what it was. 8 weeks in a cell. So can I make those bigger? You can see right there. That's at 8 right there, not a 4. And you can see that the thing has gone sideways to up out of that whole mess. So we had this crazy spike, and we went into a daily buy, and it gave us a bigger spike. We keep on thinking it wants to go meet this dotted line up in here, because that's usually the way math works. It got halfway there and stopped. And now we're in a sell again, and you can see we are finally playing with a weekly buy this week right there. So we get into that weekly buy, we get back into a daily buy, and it's bye bye birdie. If you don't buy, if you're not long, you'll be wrong. That's usually the way our math works. And you can see, oh, let's change that color too. Right there. Oh, let's try it again. Right there. There we go. And you can see it's flirting with the weekly buy and trying to move up. So less and less. You see what I'm saying about that? It's the algorithmic trading, because the PL, EL is not effective. What's PL? Profit and loss? And what's EL? I don't know what those are. I guess I should Google them. PL and EL. Let's see what that is, just for the sake of responding to it. Let's see. Google says it is PL element. Measurement systems include New Age instruments. Sounds like the electric universe to me. PL and electro mini science. Are you part of the electric universe? Me too. Cool. Oh, power language, easy language. Okay. Sometimes I can be gullible too. Sometimes I just, oh, I don't know what that is. So, yeah, that's, yeah, I don't know. I hear it, and I've heard a couple opinions. And, you know, let's see. I talked to a pretty prominent international scientist in computer science about it. In the end result, he was kind of agnostic about it too. He was like, well, you know, it might not be stable, but it's probably not any worse than anything else. You know, something like that. So yes, that makes some sense. I don't know if you can trust the situation when it comes to the instability of it, but, and I'm trying to send something to somebody at the same time as we're talking here. Let me just send this, and then we will go from there. But yeah, I think that's really the answer. And you said you did it in J4X too. I've done it in J4X. You know, the level of stability sometimes is just what it is. You know, it just is. You know, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's not the best thing in the world. It just is what it is. All right, now we jump over to Canada. Unless someone has a question there. Let's go to Canada. We'll do it on J4X first. If we get the right mouse, there it is, right there. There's CAD, dollar CAD. See, that's moving down too. I think Daniel was pushing about that, or was it the vice versa direction? And anyway, there it is on the J4X. So, and then, okay, that's what I got. That's where it is now. There we are. And that, you can see, is the Canadian has been moving down. That's line 20 on the fact check spreadsheet. 3 weeks in a sell. 3 days in a sell? Yeah, 3 days in a sell. This is going on a 4th. And then, where's it at? Oh yeah, here you go. You can see it here. We just did 1 day in a buy. We were in a sell from here. Went all the way down to here, and then gave us that green dot and went through the plus side, lasted for a day, went back into a sell the next day and knocked back down again. Been in a weekly sell since up in here. So again, you wouldn't want to take that long to begin with. And you can see here, even on the J4X, it tried to do it for a couple days. It tried to show that strength, with our green dots there. Now, am I looking at something? Oh, this is an hourly. No wonder it doesn't match up. Let's try this better. There it is. Now it'll match up. And there it is right there. It didn't. On here, it doesn't even throw a green dot in like we did here, and it never pushed it into the buy for that move. And we have this in here for Daniel. He likes to come into the webinar and give us ideas and conversation, and he likes to follow the MACD. So we put the MACD in here over the CCI, and it's interesting. It's I don't. I like to see it. You can see it. It has a downtrend going with it. But there it is right there, and there's our weekly. So that is that. Let's see, now, let's see. Thanks, have to get back to work. All right, you take care now. I appreciate you stopping and saying hi. Have I done in Visual J4X2, but application is faulty and I'm waiting for updates. Right, exactly. So you just kind of let it be at the moment. I mean, time is your friend in trading. The more work you do and the less panic you trade in is always more profitable. That's the way I always look at it. Yes, indeed, as I have a sip of my tea here. All right, now, let's see, we go over to, because we're starting to head into the energy side of it. So when we see the Canadian dollar showing strength against the dollar, we assume that we're seeing strength in the oil market. So now what we'll do is we'll slip over to the NASCAD, or the Loonie trade, see how that's doing, and then we'll take a look at the energy sector. Right there, it's sideways to up for the last, I don't know, or sideways for, what's that, the last 5-6 days. We were in a weekly buy. Did it go into a weekly sell? I think it did. Do we have it on there? Yes. On line 23, we went into the weekly sell last week. So with this going down, it's trying to tell us that there's some pressure on the oil market. I saw a chart on it this morning. It was like unchanged right there. There we go. Another sip of the tea. So it's now in a weekly sell. It's been in a daily sell. Oh, well, it's been really choppy. So it went in a daily sell here. Rode all the way down to here. Went into a buy. Stayed in a buy there. Stayed in a buy there. And it's flirting with the daily sell again right there. But it hasn't gotten there. It just hasn't gotten there yet. So we'll just wait and see how that plays itself out. Alright, now let's go check out oil. Let's see what the oil is doing. Let's see, less is... I mean, I do develop in Visual Forex mainly, but I need a B plan developing another algorithmic trading for when the platform is down as well. If you know what I mean. I do the same thing. I have backups. But not necessarily trading ones. I'll stop what I'm doing. But I definitely have backups so I can access the same account on a different platform. Exactly. I totally understand where your head's at. All right, now let's go over to the energy sector. And I agree with your concept there. Especially in an electronic age, you're not standing in a pit. You can't pull your bid and offer. If it goes down, you better get on the phone quick and change things, or close out your position. Right there, this is crude oil, and you can see it's been in a daily sell since this day here, this kind of high topping thing. But we're in a weekly buy here. You can see that, so the strength is still rolling along there. But yes, I agree with you totally, Alessa. I hear your head. I hear where you're at. Gold? No, we don't go to gold. We go to natural gas. See how it's flatlined here in natural gas, and we're in that daily sell still, but we've been in the weekly buy since here. And so that strength is still pushing up in it. Just happens to be taking a rest at the moment. And then I heard today on the TV, where was it at? It was, let's see, where's that? Okay, so right here, I'll find it in a second. Gas oil, that's used for the automobile. They popped it this morning, but look, they're selling it back down. So they made a nice big high up in here. Went up to $2 and was that $2.21.70, and right now it's trading at $2.15.5. So they're selling it down a little bit in here. You can see we were in a daily buy. We went to the daily sell here, and we haven't been able to get into a daily buy even for that crazy gap up. Well, not crazy, but that gap up. We're in a daily sell. But again, we are in a weekly buy since, like, my God, this thing's been in a weekly buy since December. So we can shrink that down for anybody that's watching this at all. This thing's been in a daily buy since back here. You can see the run it's had from the $1.40 area now to the $2.20 area, really. I mean, it topped out a little bit in here. We could not get into a sell. It still fought it. We got up to the, was that the 211 area, something like that. And then we got into a daily sell, and it started to roll over. It was rolling over in the middle of that. Went into another buy. Been consistent. You can see some of the consistencies. Little swing back and forth here. That red line doesn't belong there. I'm not sure why that's there. Maybe it needs to be. We'll just move it over to there. And so that green doesn't need to be there also. So it went into the buy here. I guess one day back. No, went into the buy right there, and then rode up, and then we went into a sell here. And back into the buy. Okay, here we go. We haven't really looked at this that closely. Then went into the sell there, and then back into the buy here, right there. And now it's been in the sell, and then you had this wild gap up this morning. And so that's the action we're seeing there. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to try to communicate with Dukascopy. I don't know why my Skype. Does anybody know? Did Skype get bought out by another company? I thought it was Microsoft that owns Skype now. I'm confused. They want me to sign in to iTunes. Or did iTunes get bought out? Something's wrong here. We'll have to figure this out over the next day or two. So you take a bite of an apple now. All right. What else do we have going on here? Okay, so that's the energy sector. Then what we do is we slide back over to the currency area. Right there. Let me check out the ruble. And there's a ruble. It's been in the sell pretty much since here. And it's been kind of sloppy on its ride. And then it went into the weekly sell this week here, and again sloppy, but still giving us the true direction, and that is down, down, and down. Let's see what it looks like over in J4X. Right, dollar ruble. Right there. There you go, you can see that with the way we're moving here. And we'll take a look at it here. There it is. So you can see this pressure, holding it down. And then from there we slide over to, we go from there to the yen. See how the yen is doing. Maybe it's a virus in Skype. Back up the message and reinstall it. Oh, okay. I'll try something like that. Let's see. So then, let's see. Where's there? JPY. No, it's on my tablet. My Apple tablet. So chances of a virus are very slim. You can see the yen. It's been in a sell since here. And then it goes up and down. Still in a sell though. It refuses to get into the weekly buy. We went into a daily buy here to tell us that it was turning up, and it did. It turned up. And now it's back into the daily sell since right there. And it's been a winner chicken dinner on the downside. Right there. Let's see where we put it at. Right there? Right there. Yeah, so it's not a virus. You don't really get viruses on Apple equipment. Then we go over to the Mexican peso. Mexican, right there, dollar Mexican peso. And you can see this thing has been in daily sell since right here. And we're on 2 full days, going on a 3rd day today of a sell. And we've been in a weekly sell since up in here. So it's been pretty much a consistent run down. Let's see what, oh, let's do this. Let's go like that. There you go. You can see that. So it's been in a weekly sell since here. And did a nice little bounce here. It's almost like a big ABC. Let's see. Let's go to it on here. Right there. Bingo. And you see that sliding down here. It broke the line here a whole bit. And you can see whatever you do understand on this MACD, you can see it looks like it's trying to give it pressure. And in many ways the MACD is kind of describing that we are in that weekly sell, you know. You can see, like, let's say we go like this. Oh, like there, like this. There you go. So you can see here the MACD is in a minus for a while. We don't go into a weekly buy, we go across the time manifold. And you can see this thing goes plus, but it's not a good plus, you know. It's going to roll over. And our daily kept us out of that whole rigmarole, I guess you could call it. In other words, you know, the shift in direction. It made sure you weren't short throughout that whole move up. And now it goes into the sell and you can be short again. And that's kind of interesting. You see, like, this is why it's only a 60 some odd calculation. Goes into the buy here, and we go down again and try to make a closing low, not a low. There. That's the example of that. Now, from here, what we've been doing lately is we go over to the South African Rand. We take a look and see what they're doing in that because of the metal complex. Let's see. We can do it here first. Right. Let's see, where's it at? Right there. And we'll put it up here too at the same time. Right there. Dollar Rand. There it is. So you see the pressure in it here. And so we're figuring out if this is going down, we assume the metals market is moving up. And you can see here we've been in a weekly sell since up in this area here. And you can see we went into a daily sell here. Let's fill that in. This is a nice product to trade. It seems to have some nice, you know, look at the long gaps between the dailies. I love that. You know, you're in a weekly sell here, and we're in a daily sell here, so you catch this ride here, which is not bad. And then it stops you there, and then it goes into a sell here. You catch that ride there. That's cool. You get some zigzagging action in there, nothing particular. Get into a buy here, and the next day it goes into a sell and a buy. It shakes you up. You might give up a little change in there, that's for sure. And there's your loss situation just right there. You don't get hit from this because, you know, it's warned you here. So that's not too bad. And then it goes you another sell, and whatever monies you give up, the math saves you and gives it back to you in threefold. And so that's where it's at right there. And that's the way our math always works. And probably the Turkish lira is one of the weirder ones of late. That's why we're complaining about that, is, at least I am, is that, you know, we were in a weekly sell and they had that crazy gap up, and we were in a daily sell too. And it made money. Matter of fact, one of the traders around here was saying, oh, I made money in it and I covered, which is smart, obviously. You know, in other words, if you have a position on, you take profits. And then, you know, from here, it's been making the money back in the sense that, you know, it told you not to be short here because it's in the weekly sell. So you're not making it back, but you're not being trapped. And then here it gets you into a short, but it's such a small short, but it's still a winner. And then here's another one. It's just a very small winner. And now we're flirting with the weekly buy. One color. How did I change that to pink? And you can see here it's trying to get into the weekly buy. We think it wants to go to these dotted lines here because of this action right here. The math usually is accurate about that. We were expecting when it started to run up, this was in the weekly buy at the time, and it was a safe ride for like 3 or 4 days, and then literally that last day knocked it back out of it, or Thursday afternoon knocked it back out right in here. But you could be long throughout this, and that was pretty cool. We thought it was going to go to the dotted line here, and it stalled out. So we're, just a little perplexed. We've never seen the math do that before, over 40 some odd years. It's a rarity. So we're expecting, this is a very strange product to begin with. The way it's being, the way currencies in general are being controlled. But this in particular, when I say being controlled, what they do is they stay inside like channels and envelopes more, which is a good thing, But this thing is way too volatile. The margins are enormously high. It's my opinion is the only people who can trade this thing are the Turkish people themselves, because they're automatically in it. They don't have a choice. But anybody outside, wow, you have to have the right execution and resources to go after it. The margin is enormously high. The options are non-existent. It's very tough to trade. I think Dukascopy allows people to trade it, but it's a very challenging product to trade, cost-wise. But it's interesting to watch. And then what we have done is we've been looking at the euro against the Turkish lira right there. And here you can see it what did it do? It closed in it just missed the weekly buy right there by the hair. Plot 4 and plot 1 are both zeroed, so it's 0.0000. You can see like here it was minus, was it right there? We were minus, notice the plot 1 is minus 0.0205. So we measure things on very minute levels. And so you can see here it's we put this in there. That's this week, and it's we expected the strength to start kicking out in it last week. That's why we stuck it in there, that line. And you can see we've been in the daily buy in this product since like right there, is it? I guess it's like right there for sure. I mean, basically it's like the close of this one, and the first hour it pushed it into the buy there. This is the euro against the Turkish lira, and it is an interesting. We watch this. It has technically, it's more accurate than the dollar Turkish lira, but the problem is that it misses a lot of trades. In a sense, it doesn't give you permission to be long, because it's like you might be fighting that you're in a weekly sell, or things like that. So it's more accurate than the dollar lira, but the dollar lira takes more trades than this, and that's what the difference is, which is odd, And I guess if you combine the two together, you wouldn't even think about being short, in the Turkish lira at the moment, whereas right here, we are flirting with the weekly buy, whereas last week kind of was the beginning of the weekly buy, since it was not plus and not minus, and so it's easy to move that bar over and declare it in a weekly buy. And at the same time, it threw it in a daily sell on Friday, and it's still underneath, whereas in the euro Turkish lira, as you can see right here, it's been in a daily buy basically 2, 4, 6 on 7 days now. So, and this was playing with the weekly buy throughout the week last week. It was above the numbers at one point, or very close. And so, it could literally be like that. How many of these are in there? There we go. Remove. So that's really the issue of it all. All right. I wonder if I can get into a Skype on one of these machines here. Maybe that's the answer to it. But for some reason the tablet's not doing it. We'll see if we can do that after the webinar. What else is there? I guess that's the action of the, best way to describe that is the action of it all. that is. And now we drift away from the currencies again, unless someone wants to see something, just shout it out. And what we're going to take a look at is we'll look at the metals, because that's why we kind of do the Turkish lira, not Turkish lira, we do the dollar rand pair trade. So let's go to the metals complex and see what gold looks like. Right there, there's gold. It closed in the daily buy. It's been in a weekly buy for 4 full weeks. This is the 5th week, and we are flirting with the 1850 area, as you can see right there. I think middle-aged muscle, one of the people come in and out of the webinar, is holding out for the 1850 area. So let's see what today's high was. 1845 again, like Friday. Friday's was 1843. I could have sworn I saw it up in the 45s or 44s on Friday, but okay. And then you can see here today it's up to the 1845 area. And then we take a look at silver. Silver is in the daily buy, as you can see on the fact check spreadsheet. That's line 7, 8, 9. It's 2 days in a daily buy on silver. See that on line 9 on the fact check spreadsheet there. Let's take a look at it too right here. And there it is right there. You can see it's moving along fine. Been in buy for 2 full days, going on 3rd. And it's been in a weekly buy now for is that like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, going on a 6th week, so a week longer than the gold was. Like that, right there. Since the 25 area. And now we're flirting with the 28 area. What's today's high? Like 27, don't do that. 27.97. So pretty much almost 28. So it's been a $3 move. Let's see, where else do we go from here? From there, we'd like to watch platinum at times because, you know, over on the gold, let's put gold in again on J4X. Right there. There's the gold. See, it's trading at the 1842. Let's see what platinum is doing. We watch that spread a lot. You see, platinum is at 1269. So 1269 minus 842 is 27, so that is 73. So it's trading at 573 right now. So it's playing the higher end of the range of the last 2 months. We've been a bear on this product. We've been watching the gold platinum pairs trade from the $1,048 area, and it's fallen all the way down to the $490 area, and we're still bears in it. In other words, we believe you can be long platinum and short gold, and it's gone. Last week I saw it in the 525, 535 area, and then I think it was 530 and change, and then now we're in the 573 area. It bounces around there. It seems to hold underneath the 6. So that's really the action we've been seeing there. Trying to figure what else is there. Let's see, what else is there? I guess we saw silver. Oh, palladium. Let's see what palladium's doing. We were expecting it to pull back, and it had been pulling back. Okay, so they brought it back down to here. We thought it would get just a little bit lower. It got down to the 2862 area. I thought we might see like what is that? Like 40s area. Not too bad. And now it's turned up again on Friday on that. And you know, it wasn't a buy. It went into a buy here, so caught that. And we're in a weekly buy. And so now it's playing with the 3000 area. We figured that this thing could probably see the, you know, much higher from there. You know, just the way all the rest of the products are moving. But we expected to see it pull back first. And it got down to the 60s, the 2860s. 2860s? Yeah. 2860s. Interesting. All right, now that's the end of the metals complex. And then from there, what we do is we take a look at some of the stock indices. And here is the NASDAQ 100, as we were talking about, on Dukascopy, it's referred to as the Tech 100. Let's see. Where is it at? Right there. There it is. You see it's pressing down. Well, actually, it's trying to lift up in it. But I thought it was minus for the day. I think it's down about 40 points, something like that. Which is not anything major. But you can see that it's playing with the weekly sell. So there's obviously some pressure coming in on the product itself. All right, traders. I guess we're at the end of the show here. And we're going to jump off and get involved in the trading. So this is Doc from North America. Everybody have a safe and smart trading day, and we will catch you tomorrow. And I'm fighting the Skype. See if we can get the Skype to work. So, happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you, to all our trading cyber friends. Ta-ta for now.